Hello and good to have your company. Well, it's felt like a quasi-campaign for the Voice referendum, let's be honest, for the past few months. The starter's gun will finally be fired as of next week. The PM's set to announce when the date will be as of next Wednesday. The speculation would be for mid-October, giving us a 6-week official campaign. The yes side of things, well, it believes it can win all 6 states at the Voice to Parliament referendum. Prime Minister is adamant there's plenty of confidence despite the recent polling. Live to Trudy McIntosh for more on this. So, Trudy, the polling suggests there's been diminishing support for the yes side of things. They're always hoping the campaign proper, if you like, would effectively override the soft campaigning from the past few months because there's a soft vote out there, they believe, for the no side.
And they certainly believe, Tom, but I think both sides believe that a lot of Australians haven't actually tuned into this debate, that there's a lot of other things people are focused on in their everyday life. And as we get closer to actually having to go and cast a ballot, that people will turn their attention to what this Indigenous Voice to Parliament body that is proposed to be enshrined in the Constitution would actually do. We've just heard from a Yes campaign spokesperson in Thomas Mayo. He remains incredibly confident about the prospects of success. As you say, he said they will see 6 from 6 as for the states voting yes at the referendum. The Prime Minister will officially announce the date this time next week. He's expected to announce it for October 14, so it's shaping up to be a 6-week campaign. The Yes campaign saying they're seeing an additional 1,000 people sign up to be volunteers each week. They're expecting a surge when we do see the date finally announced. This was Thomas Mayo in the last few minutes.
We want to win South Australia and we want to win 6 out of 6 states, and we're confident that we can do it. Our volunteers are all across the country. We've got supporter groups in every state and every territory doing the work, speaking with Australians to help them understand that this is simply about recognition and listening to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
It's not just the 6 states, they also need the national vote being a majority and then 4 of 6 states. That's all it will be required to get over the line here. We'll show you where the recent poll from Newspoll has things tracking. And it's not good when you look for the Yes campaign's perspective in Western Australia and Queensland. Both of them now showing a majority vote for no. You can see in the other states, South Australia, New South Wales, Victoria and Tassie, that they all show that there is no majority for either yes or no. The Yes campaign is confident, as you've heard there, that things will turn around as we get closer to polling day. The Prime Minister will choose South Australia, though, as the place to launch officially the date for this campaign. There's symbolic reason behind that. It's the place where the 1967 referendum that saw Indigenous Australians counted for the first time in the census, that's where that referendum was launched. The Yes campaign launched there officially earlier this year. The Prime Minister will echo that again when he makes this announcement this time next week. This was Treasurer Jim Chalmers, though, more sanguine about the actual prospects of success.
Look, I'm confident that we can get the right outcome here when it comes to the Voice referendum, but it'll be really hard. And I think it will be especially hard in Queensland, and I've never pretended otherwise. And I don't think anybody knows this far out what the outcomes of the referendum are going to be. You know, it is still in the balance, and it's still in the balance in Queensland.
So that's interesting to note. Look, politicians say all manner of things all through the day and we endlessly come through it, Trudy, but will there be an indication if things are looking bleak for pivot, if you like, in particular from prominent Labor MPs to be more realistic, or do they talk up a big game right up until the referendum and hope for the best? Yeah.
And I think part of this will come down to a strategy of where the numbers are privately. We see the tracking polls publicly. The Yes campaign will tell you their numbers privately are different. I'm very sure the Prime Minister and senior ministers have access to those sort of figures, which would be providing an indication of how things are going to go. The Prime Minister's made it clear he believes this will succeed. He's put a lot of political capital on the line here. But ultimately, it's up to the Australian people to have their say. The Yes camp and the No camp, Tom, say the more people hear the details and listen to this proposal, they're going to vote either yes or no. So you listen to either side, they say the more people learn, they'll vote their way. So we'll see who's right when it comes to polling day.